This is Ms. Titten, and I am your student's Calculus BC teacher. Calculus BC is considered a Calc 2 level class, and at the end of this year, if your student passes the AP test, they might get credit for both Calc 1 and Calc 2, depending on the grade that they score on the Calculus AP exam and on what college they choose to attend. For information about the course and for grading policies, your student received a syllabus at the beginning of the year titled 2018-2019 Student Expectations and Grading Policy. It should be something that you have seen because most of you have signed a form for me saying that you have seen it and checked a box on the parent information sheet. If the parent information sheet and the signature page does not sound familiar to you, please ask your student for that information. One thing that I do want to point out is that I post the notes on It's Learning at the end of every school day. So if your student is absent for any reason and wants to see what they missed, or if they lost their notebook or they're working on homework and they're struggling through some of the problems, please prompt them to check It's Learning for the notes from the class time. My tutoring schedule is here for you to see. I get to school around 8. Really, I get here a little bit earlier than that, so if your student is here before 8 o'clock, they are welcome to come in and see if I am here. However, I am not tutoring on Tuesday mornings due to Key Club meetings that are held in my classroom. I am here during both lunches, so either the first lunch or the second lunch, your student is welcome to come in to ask me questions for that. On Mondays and Wednesdays, I teach at TCC, so I'm only here until about 4 or 4:15-ish on those days before I need to go to the TCC campus. However, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I can stay until 4:30 if there are students here. Sometimes I get called to a meeting, so if that happens, I will let your student know so they can plan accordingly for the tutoring schedule. 20% of the grades that we do come from independent practice. The majority of the independent practice will be online assignments. Most of the time, we will at least begin the online assignments in class, and then your student will have to finish them outside of class. I am doing notebook checks twice a 6 weeks, which earn 10% of the 6 weeks grade. Quizzes are 30% and tests are 40%. As for the quizzes, I do drop the lowest quiz grade every 6 weeks. So if your student struggles with a topic or misses a quiz for whatever reason, one quiz can be dropped every 6 weeks. And as for the test, I do allow test corrections for each of the tests. My tests are all worth more than 100 points, and then the students can come in to do test corrections in my classroom. Test corrections must be done during tutorial times. The test cannot leave the classroom. They need to stay here for the student to work on and ask me questions as they're correcting their test. If you have any questions or concerns at all about the class or your student's progress in the class, please feel free to email me. My email is heather.denton1@fwisd.org. Again, heather.denton1@fwisd.org. Please contact me for whatever reason you see fit, and I look forward to working with you and your students this year in the exciting world of calculus.